Hello, guys. It is the Podcast Boys, episode 25. Today we are joined by Jad, aka Soja Productions. You probably heard us talk about him on the channel.
Thank you for having me. It's a very big honor.
Yeah. So ET is not here today. He cannot join us. However, Justin is also not here. He might come later. We don't know. He hasn't really got back to me, so I don't know. He might show up. If he does, cool. So Jad, if you've watched the episodes, we normally start off with story time. So we say like if anything happened to you in the week, like anything significant, like you found some old lady get hit by a bus, you might have had interaction with John Cena, you could have killed someone. You never know. Just anything like cool happened to you this week, the past 7 days.
Well, Biden won, which was a good thing. I guess that happens in this week. Other than that, I think that's the peak of my week right there. Honestly, it's
Just
been
celebrating
pretty
that.
normal. Exactly. Yeah, it's been and seeing all the Trumpies being very sad.
The
Very nice.
Chubbies.
It it warms my heart a lot. It's very yeah.
Apparently
Yeah,
Trump,
definitely the high of my week.
Trump hasn't gone out and said anything, which is very weird. I think he's like playing
I
golf the
know.
whole day or something. I heard.
The whole he just wanted to get away, and then when he got
That's
back to
good,
the
I
White
guess.
House, he was so depressed because he saw people celebrating in front of the White House. He looked so sad, but I mean,
It's Trump, bro.
uh, it's incredible that almost half the country thought he could be a good president again. I didn't think it would be that close, but I mean, props to him for getting kind of close, I guess.
I mean, so I don't know if you guys way back, like at the beginning of the whole podcast boys era, we had a Trump supporter on. I'm not gonna say who because he might get mad at me, but but now we got. So you're not like, are you necessarily a Biden supporter, or are you just like anti-Trump? Like what?
I not like a Biden supporter. I'm not a Trump supporter. I just support some of the ideas that Biden supports and do not support like racists and like Trump, right? It's not really the person, it's the ideas they portray.
Well, there you go. So
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess so. You would say you're not a Trump supporter, yeah?
No. Well, I mean, it's even shown because even Republicans did ads that said to not vote for Trump because even some Republicans are like kind of disgraced to how he's represented the Republican Party because for example like Abraham Lincoln, right? He
Yeah.
was Republican. George Bush, they were Republican. They did good
Roosevelt.
things, right? Yeah, exactly. They did good things in the Republican Party, but I feel like Trump's really kind of like tarnished kind of the Republican Party for now,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of Republicans have gone out and said that they don't support Trump as being like a good Republican, and I know people that have said that if they lived in America and they could vote, they would vote Republican if it was not Trump, because
Mm-hmm.
there's been like most people that have run for presidency were Republican, except for like I think
Mm-hmm.
Obama was a good president. He wasn't Republican. Um, but a lot of presidents were Republican, and I just realized we're off topic from story time, so freaking reel that back
Yeah,
in.
that went pretty far. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Sorry, sorry,
So
sorry.
for me, no, you're good.
Do,
Um, I had soccer. I tied my
very
game
nice.
today. My team's undefeated. And then there was, I just had football practice. Um, I'm working on a math project right now that has to do with like I have to do Minecraft, and then it's like I
Oh,
hand in my
that's
Minecraft.
pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
Pretty cool.
there's that, and me and Jad, we're in the same woodworking class. Like we're almost done our
Mhm.
project. Well, I don't know about
Oh
Jack.
yeah,
I mean, me though. Like, yeah.
I'm a little behind.
Yeah. Um,
I'll be okay though.
I guess that's all from story time. So now we move into the freaking the topics of the episode. So
Saucy
I
topics.
guess we can go back and forth. So if you have one, you go, and then if I have one, I'll go, and then back and forth. Like, do you want to start if you have any? We can always
Sure.
continue about the
Well,
politics if you want.
I think yeah, we can talk about yeah, we can continue that. I think
Okay,
that'll be
cool.
good, and then lead on. It'll lead on to the next topic. Well, like it's also because a lot of like Republicans, right? They are Catholic, right? And like the biggest like the church and stuff. They even said that like it one of the big things at church, like one of the big sentences, it's like "Thou shalt not lie,"
Yeah.
and pretty much Trump lives against that saying, right? So like a lot of real like Christians, they don't really like him, and it's like it's kind of weird because Trump is using religion as a way to get people to vote for him. Because he's like, oh, I love God, you love God, we're the same, you know, you should vote for me. But then people don't actually listen to what he's actually doing, right? Which is a lot of what he's doing is not especially
Yeah.
like with what God wants for the world,
I
right?
mean, so he's trying to do that so he gets freaking Mother Teresa to vote for him. You know, like only people
Yeah.
like that are gonna listen to that. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. It's like even when he won the 2016 election, he really targets like certain group of people, and he literally said thank you to the uneducated population for voting for me. Because if you look at the map of the election, all the big cities, all the relevant places in the U.S. are blue states. All
yeah,
the rural places where they don't have access to other cultures, that's where they vote Trump because they only have
Alabama.
access to Fox. Yeah, they only have access to like Fox.
Fucks.
They only watch Fox News and listen to Trump. And well, I mean, can you blame him for voting
Yeah.
for him? Because they're not. They can't. They don't have any other. Like no one's. There's no. There is any. There. There aren't any other cultures, and there aren't any other people that have different opinions, right? So yeah, that's what I think, pretty much.
Okay, so yeah, Justin just joined. So here he is.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yes.
So as I was saying,
Yeah, go for it.
okay, so like the latest news here is that all indoor sports have been canceled in like BC. So like hockey, for example, basketball, everything like that. So, Justin, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's really interesting. Like I play soccer mostly, but I go to Delbrook a lot to like play basketball and stuff. So that's kind of and apparently also like with that rule, you can't have people inside your house that's like not your immediate
Oh
family.
yeah.
So yeah, the restrictions are getting really tight now, and I think it will be like very interesting, like how they'll move forward and stuff.
Yeah, that's like the night of the
It is
recording.
cool.
Like they made that rule. They also made it so that you can't hang out with any friends unless it's at school. I think because it's only your family member like household now. Um,
Also, I'm pretty sure they made it so that you have to like leave people's places before 10 p.m. or something.
yeah,
Something
yeah,
weird like that. It's
yeah.
like it's
Mm.
well with like yesterday a record 589 cases, and today like 520. I mean that's like a lot of people, right? And especially it's not like if we're living in Richmond or something. All the cases are in the Lower Mainland, so it's
Yeah.
it's getting pretty. I just really hope we can like settle it down because it's if it starts getting to like 800 cases and stuff, they're gonna have to
Dude, that's
close down
bad.
school and
Yeah.
like online school, man. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
sucks
I
is
don't think I
that
could survive.
they just like I remember at my school they said next week. This is literally what the announcer said. It's finally come. They used the words "it has finally come." Next week, there's gonna be an announcement of basketball team. Like if you're in
Yeah.
watch, listen for your grades. there's gonna be basketball meeting, and then now it's like literally like a day after they said that, it's like yeah, nope, nope, not happening, and
It's like
Yeah.
yesterday. It's
it's
like
like
yesterday, my like hockey coach. They were like, "Oh, wear your mask, because like a record number of cases today, and if it keeps going like this, no more games."
exactly,
And the
yeah.
day after that, literally, it's just over.
Yeah, and yeah, that's very coincidental. And also, it's like, yeah, how Justin mentioned, he's been like the local rec centers have been starting up, and he's been going to the gym to play basketball. I'm not allowed anyway. I don't think. Like, I could probably ask my parents; they probably won't let me. But now it's like I legally can't anyway. And let's say I could. Let's say, oh, what? Sorry, I have an eraser in my hand. I just let's say I could go. Delbrook or Harry Jerome or what's the one, like any rec centers are gonna be
I
closed
know what you're
down.
talking about. Yeah.
Like all the rec centers are gonna be closed down because they just legally they can't like keep it open, and it sucks. I thought everything was getting back to normal. I feel like a massive part of this COVID spike is because of the kids at school. Like Jad, you weren't there. Oh, I forgot to mention this in story time, but me and Jad at our school we had a fire in the foods room, and
If you want to call it that, I mean, your
yeah,
chicken on fire, pretty much.
yeah, it was chicken on
Literally.
fire, but it was like there's flames like going everywhere, and it was a substitute teacher there, and uh, Jad, do you know the sub that you know the sub, right? That was, I'm not gonna say her name, but
Yeah.
yeah. So she had like she put it out with fire extinguisher, but it wasn't working. So she pulled the alarm, and then the fire department got notified. But by the time they came quick. They came in like less than 10 minutes, which is a good thing. But I've never had to experience that, so it's like I wouldn't know. And so like the whole
Hmm.
school was in a massive um we were all in the field, like not social distancing. My class, like Jad, you weren't at school, right? You were at home?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, so they had my like lineup was social distance, and we were probably about 5-6 feet away from the other lineup. But if you can look like if you look through the whole like grass area, all you can see is just like kids there. It's like
Hmm.
it's not really social distancing. We did the best that
Yeah.
we could, like my class. But that being said, I feel like there's gonna be a new case in my school now just because of that.
Yeah.
Thank God it wasn't the whole school, because remember
Oh yeah.
Jad when we had the hybrid, like
Yeah.
that
That would have
time,
been.
like that would have been the whole school, except
That
for
would have
yeah,
been
no,
like.
that would have been the whole school.
That would have
So
been two times more people,
yeah,
pretty much.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that would not be good.
I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of like not having to wear a mask in class?
Hmm.
Um, like I think it's weird, right? Because like in our school, it's like we have a pretty like short, like pretty like small school, like 600 kids total, and like around 30ish like kids in every class. And like for the most part, like I have most of the same classes with all the kids for like this quarter, or like this semester. But it's really weird because like it's not mandatory to wear masks, but like most of the kids do. Um, but it's kind of concerning to a point where you're in school and like and some people are wearing masks and some like aren't, so you're kind of like conflicted. Like it's kind of weird. There's no like one rule, like you don't have to wear it, but like I don't know, I guess I feel safer wearing it, and so for the most part I do.
'Cause it's like
Yeah.
like if you wear a mask and someone else doesn't, it kind of ruins the whole point. Because when you're wearing it, you're not actually really protecting yourself much. You're more protecting other people, and it's like I think there's no reason. I don't understand why like British Columbia, even they just changed this weekend, that in like healthcare places they have to wear masks. They just changed this, and I don't get why they don't do it for high schools, because I get elementary, right? Because it's younger kids, they don't really understand why. But the high school, I feel like we're way old enough to understand, and to even though like it doesn't spread because of the cohorts or whatever, I mean, what's the point of their like? There's no like you can't be in trouble for like having too much caution of this virus, right?
Yeah. Sorry about that noise. There's fireworks going off. If there's like, if everyone's wearing a mask but one person, how do you think that would affect that one person, or will it?
I mean, honestly, I think if it depends because if a lot of times if there's 10 people wearing a mask, one person not wearing a mask, the person not wearing a mask is excluded. Even when you see like who sits together in class, most of the time there's groups that have masks and groups that haven't. And it's kind of weird, but I've noticed that mostly like the cool kids, I don't know, the druggies kind of
The
they don't care,
druggies.
right? They don't care about anyone else, right? So they're like, oh, I don't care about my life anyways, or about anyone else. So they just won't wear a mask, and it's like it's some it. I feel like you should be pressured, and it's so weird because if someone's sitting beside you and they're not wearing a mask, right? Like you can't really say anything because if you say like, oh, I don't feel comfortable, then you're kind of like just judged, right? It's I think I don't know. It depends what teachers also, especially like one of my teachers, she's really good because she really enforces it, right? And a lot of people wear their masks, but they they let their nose poke out, which kind of ruins the whole point of it. So yeah, I honestly just think teachers should take it into their own hands and like kind of enforce it themselves.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But like another point is like at our school, I know like this happens a lot. Like since you don't like in your cohorts, like in your classes, you don't have to wear your masks. A lot of kids, since they like come from one class and they're running to the other class or going to a cafeteria or something, they they have their mask. They don't have a mask, right? They like put it in their pocket or they don't have it on them. And so like then what happens is like they go from their class and they walk across the halls like throughout the school to the next class and they don't have their mask. And like I just think that's like it's so stupid. Like if you wanted it, like I don't know, if there's no point of like wearing masks in the hall if no one's wearing it in the classroom, like because then it just people get lazy and they won't put it back on, you know. So I don't know. I just think it's not like yeah. If teachers started enforcing it more, I think it would be a lot better. Is like kids would actually like be like encouraged to wear their mask and probably would like wear it more. So.
And the thing is that like even like it really sucks because even if like especially if you don't wear a mask in class, right? Someone could have it in your class, you could get it, and then you go with other people from other classes and they get it, right? Because like I feel like it's really weird what the like government's doing because they're assuming that everyone stays in their class and you don't go with other people, and especially that after school you like go straight home, right? And it's like most people don't do that, and I don't know because I think British Columbia is gonna have to enforce the rules a bit more like in school, especially because like young people are mostly spreading the virus now. So
Dude, my elementary school got a COVID case, and like that's bad, dude. It's such a small school. There's probably about like There's probably like I don't know, barely 300 kids in the school, and you gotta understand if one kid has COVID-19, and it's an elementary school, they have recess,
yeah,
and if one kid, no matter what grade they are. I think like in my school, in my elementary, they had it so that the first week of like or the first month or something like that, the kindergartners would have their recess inside so that way they can kind of get used to the school environment so that when they get let out to go for recess they're not like intimidated by like the 12, 13 year olds or below. They're not like intimidated by their age. And like if I like there's a 7 year age gap because like in BC there's no middle school anymore, so it's like kindergarten, like 5 or 6 year olds, sometimes 4 years old. No matter like depends on your age and like what your parents decide. But typically 5 to 6 is your age if you're in kindergarten. So there's that, and then grade 7 is 12 to 13 years old. So that's a 7 year age difference. Um, and it's like a big difference. So if you're like a little kid, and I guess this is what the school thought at the time, which I think is good. You know, they're like, okay, we're gonna keep the kids in so they get used to the environment. They're not scared, and then we'll let them out to play on the playground. Or actually, no, they didn't do that. They made it so that the kindergartners would go out for recess, and then when the bell rang to go out for recess, the kindergartners would be pulled in, so that they're inside by the time everyone else is out. But besides that, that's not my point. My point being is that most of the grades, like all of them actually, are in recess, and there's a playground. There's playground equipment they're touching. Like there's a lot of metal on my elementary school playground. So no matter what age you're at, you're gonna, if you have COVID, like the whole school, it's done. Like unless you're a teacher, maybe it won't be that bad. But if that one kid, no matter what age you are, you're gonna screw everything over. Like I'm surprised there's only one case right now. I guess they have to wait 2 weeks, but it's like, it's really bad, and there's gonna be so many more cases. I already know in my elementary school, because like I just mentioned, it's so hard not to, like, you're screwing everyone over. Like it's like a zombie apocalypse, dude. It won't ever stop, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really hard for the government to find like an even kind of thing, because especially for elementary, right? It's like and kindergarten is their first introduction to school, right? So I think they're really trying to find like an even ground, and that's for everything. That's for everything Corona, right? They're trying to find even ground between health and economy,
I thought you
right?
were gonna say
Which
health
is
for a
really hard.
second.
Yeah, which is really really hard because you're like close everything down because, well, that's the best thing to do for the virus to stop. But at the same time, if you close everything down, then all the small businesses are going to are just gonna stop, and then the economy is gonna be like really bad. So it's really hard to have like a balance in between, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
There's a lot of dumbasses in America. Like,
Oh yeah.
so let's say I saw this in Atlanta, Georgia. They had like okay, let's say there's like a cash register up here, right? And these people are at the grocery store lining up to go here to pay, and then they'll leave, right? So there's like a thing here. It says like it's a sticker on the ground. It says like stay 6 feet away, and then there's another one down here. Stay 6 feet away. Another one down here that says 6 feet away. So they're trying to spread out people, right? Which is good. But then there's a sticker here that says stay 6 feet away. Meanwhile, there's a sticker right here that says 6 feet away because there's another cash register up here, and they're doing the same exact thing up here. However, there's one right next to it. So the sticker from here to here and here to here, leading up to the two cash registers up here, are not
Oh yeah.
6 feet away. It's like, what's the logic behind that, dude? You know, and it's so dumb. Like my mom knows someone in Quebec that is in Montreal that is a kindergarten teacher, and in Montreal, it's COVID is really bad there, and they have to wear. I kid you not. I saw on Facebook, they have to wear a full like hazmat suit to teach the kindergarteners. If I was a parent, I don't know. I don't think it would be worth it. Like imagine those kids when they grew up, they're gonna be like, yeah, my kindergarten teacher, she had to wear a hazmat suit, dude. Like that's the shit I had to deal with. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that might be
And then,
scary
like
to a lot
Jack
of
said,
kids.
right? That's like like it's like their first experience in school, and they're getting taught by someone in a full body like hazmat suit. Like that must be like when I was in kindergarten, I was scared to even just go into class anyways, let alone go into class with a bunch of kids trying to like stay distance and have to wear a mask, and then getting taught by a teacher in a hazmat suit. Like I don't know, that would suck. Like
Like
being in kindergarten.
some kids in
Can we just
kindergarten,
can we
okay, some kids in kindergarten,
go ahead?
they're some kids in kindergarten, their teacher is like almost as their mom, bro. They give their teachers like hugs. They want comfort from them. You know.
I know, man.
I
It's
mean, maybe
crazy.
that still might be able to happen because they have the suit on, but I'm assuming not. I don't know.
Can we just take a second to like just realize how crazy this all is? Like teachers of freaking hazmat suits, us like arguing about us having mask collections and like choosing which one you want to put on, having to be careful of what like everything you touch. Pretty much just being like on one of those like TLC shows. You know, there's like weird like those like germophobics and stuff. That's pretty much
that's
who like
that's
everyone
every
is
yeah
now.
yeah yeah.
We
It's
thought they
like
were weird, but you know they
they're
knew
like
we should have listened to them.
my strange addiction is cleaning the windows every day, and then it's like,
Yeah.
dude, we do that now. Like, dude, my strange addiction is wearing a doctor's mask in my house. Maybe we don't do that yet, bro, but it could get down to that, dude. You never know.
People get addicted to it, you know,
Uh,
sometimes. When do you guys think this is all gonna end?
I think I know it's gonna end by
Um,
2021 because that's when. Okay, so they said in like September the minimum date of them getting a vaccine was supposed to be in October. That has not happened. That was just the minimum
Mm-hmm.
date, and I did not expect that. So they said the longest time they're gonna take is like February 2021, which I feel like that's gonna go by
Mm-hmm.
really fast. So I don't think it's
But,
gonna, bro.
but I
Like,
mean, they could find a vaccine by February, right? But then the time that like it takes to do trials, to do everything, right, to get it out into the public,
well,
it
no,
could take
that's
a
when they're
year from
gonna
there, no?
that's when they're gonna finish the trials. That's when they said they're gonna have it
Mm.
ready, and Trudeau has already pre-ordered
holy.
vaccines, and he's probably already
Until
pre-ordered the PS5 for his kids too while he's at it. Like,
Oh, the thing is that every government is like investing, right, millions and millions of dollars to vaccines. But it's like it's an investment, right? They don't know if it's they like Canada's invested like $225 million in doses already in vaccines that they don't even know if they're gonna work. Because the thing
yeah,
with the coronavirus is that even like now it has already mutated. Like I don't know if you guys heard the minks. You guys know what minks are? No. It's like an
Like the
animal
animal.
from. It's food, and it's in like Sweden and stuff. They have millions of them over there. But the thing is that coronavirus can go like inside of them, and so it goes inside of the animals and it mutates, and then humans get it, and it's a
dude,
different
no
type of
freaking way.
coronavirus that's still similar. Like 12 people have it now, so they have to kill
Holy.
literally millions and millions of minks just to like. It's just
Yeah.
Dude, what's the
yeah.
point? How are they gonna how if they kill them? It's still there, dude. It can like it's like the plague, bro. When someone like when a rat has it and the rat dies, it goes to someone else. Jad, you were in my socials class. We learned about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's you wonder how long this should go on because maybe this will be the new age of flu, right?
Dude.
Maybe you never know. Maybe they'll never find a
Hmm.
vaccine for this. You know, this could go on for a long, long time. And the thing I'm really asking myself is that if this goes on, because what like at spring break, I thought that it would go on until May, like maximum, because back then it was exciting because we were missing school. I was like, yes, yes, more cases, because it was kind of just a meme back then. You know, it was funny. It was like China virus, hee hee. But it's changed a lot back then. But like over like if this lasts for another like 2 years, 3 years, when are they gonna start to normalize it? Right? If that happens, like are we just gonna stop wearing masks? Are we like how
Yeah.
do you guys think that would work?
Dude, I feel
Yeah.
like they're gonna probably I think their first step of like elimination is probably it's gotta be like that we're gonna be able to hang out with friends. I think that's gonna be the first step
Mhm.
to success. I feel like, um, because it's like if you skip a step, it could be bad, right? So
Yeah.
um, let's say they. So this is how, in my eyes, it should work. All right. So they have Bonnie Henry says, okay, guys, go hang out with friends. You know, the coronavirus, it's getting better. You know, go watch. I don't know. You can't watch a movie. Go play basketball. Go play soccer. Go eat, like, I don't know, go out to eat, or like, I don't know, whatever. And then, you know, maybe it might be, all right, guys, like, it's getting really better now. You can take off your mask. You know, throw that doctor mask away. You know, less submissions. You know, less landfill. You know, it's getting better, guys. And then probably after that, it'll be like, all right, guys, you know, we could stop giving you hand sanitizer and wasting all the bottles of plastic, you know, and then we're Gucci. However, if they screw it up, they might be like, all right, guys, no more masks. No, get all of them gone. Like, you know, we don't need
That's
them
the thing.
anymore.
Like,
And
it's
then
just one
it'll
thing about
just,
that.
like,
Is
you know,
that it's like if people start like if that starts to happen, going back, like even now, going back to full lockdown would be just horrible,
dude,
right? For
I could see it
businesses, for
happening.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see it too. But if they go like that, and the thing is, I have also another question. If like they start doing that and there starts being cases again, are you just like, ah no, we'll just see what happens? Or are they gonna stop? Right? What do you
Well,
think?
they
I'm
already,
gonna mute myself for a sec. I'm gonna go for like a minute, okay? I'll be
okay.
back. Just answer that.
All right, so I think they've already kind of done that. You know, they've already shut that down. Like tonight, I think it's the law is in place at 10 o'clock tonight, which is in a little over an
Yeah.
hour. It's an hour and 4 minutes. So, you know, if you wanna, obviously this isn't live, but you know, yo, world, if you wanna like dick around, like do it now. Like now's your chance. 'Cause you're probably not gonna be able to do it in a couple months. You know, and like,
I know.
so there's that. Also, it's like I was in Hawaii when it got, so like at school I was like, okay, like this COVID shit, it's in China. I originally thought it was gonna stay in China because it wasn't like a pandemic at that point. I thought it was just gonna stay there, you know.
Yeah.
And then
Pandemic.
yeah. So by the time I left school, there was we go out for spring break. It was March 12th, and 2020, and we got one case in a care home, because the only way that could have happened, so since the virus has originated from China, the only way that it could have come across the world to Canada was someone from China would have had to bring it to, someone from China might have flew to Canada and gave it there. So the care home got it, and that's pretty much how it started in my city. They gave it to, it was only like one or two cases in that care home, and that was it. And then we went for spring break. So I was in Hawaii, and as soon as I got past like Canadian customs, so I was still in Canadian land. However, I was past the Canadian customs, so technically I was in America at that point. That's when they said, you guys have to, if you come home, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I'm like, you know what, shit, like I'm gonna, you know, I thought it was gonna be really bad, but luckily for me, that's when we kind of went into lockdown when I came back, so it didn't really affect me that much. So the only time I was leaving my house was to go and go. I actually did not leave my house at all. Actually, no, I did. I went to play basketball in my alleyway. I have a hoop out there, so I just did that. Other than that, though, I did not go out. I think I went out to Rona one day to get wood because I made a fence, you know, because I was bored. So, you know, stuff like that. So when I was in Hawaii, I remember at school, in my classes, they were saying, like, what if we come back and there is no school? And I remember us laughing about that and like thinking like, yo, is this gonna happen? We're speculating that we weren't sure. And it freaking happened. Okay, we had to do online school. We can go into the school. There was no classes. It was all online. No school. School's canceled for like what? March, April, May, June. 4 months. Four months. And it's like, you know, when I was in Hawaii, the Canadian government were still deciding what they wanted to do, and in their minds, I remember at the time they were thinking they would have full like security breach lockdown, like they were thinking about having police patrolling the streets, and if they saw someone out in the streets, they would say, "Get the frick back inside! Like, why are you here? Are you doing groceries? Okay, good, go
Just,
for it.
just,
Are you gonna
just
get?"
to point on that, like, just to point on what you just said, like for example, in like more African countries, right, where they can like they went into lockdown, but that's like of like it's a lower class rate economy. It's everything. So shutting down the economy for too long there could be just detrimental, right? They could never come back from it. So there were police outside, and like if they saw you outside, they would give you like tickets,
Yeah,
and like police would they had sticks that they would just like beat you if you didn't go like back inside, right?
yeah, that
That's like
happened. That happened in a lot of countries. They're considering about doing that in Vancouver.
I have a weird question, but when is the first time you guys heard about the coronavirus? If you guys
Did
remember.
I don't? I think it was actually, if I remember correctly, it might have been. It might have been via Google Stories. I
Mm-hmm.
probably that's probably the most likely. I think that was, yeah. Just thinking about it now, that's probably how I found out. And then I probably brought it up to my parents, and they're probably like, "Oh yeah, I saw that. It's from China." Uh, at first I didn't really care, but then it's like, dude, it's affected my life so much, really though. Like,
Yeah. Affected like the whole how we live, right?
so KFC has a new logo. Here it is.
Oh god damn. That's kind of beautiful, honestly. I would definitely lick my fingers after seeing a man like that, you know?
Justin, what do you think?
Okay, I'm not gonna click on the stream because I'll like destroy my
Oh yeah,
computer.
don't do
But
that.
I'm just searching up on Google, so I
Okay.
find it.
So,
Imagine how imagine
My
having
computer would like
such a
um,
oh, what's with your computer? Is it like a
What
anti-Mac
is that
kind
the
of thing?
beer?
so okay, this isn't the
Is
new
this the one
logo.
with the beer?
Yeah, we're looking at that one.
What? Oh my god! Like he's like 20.
Okay, so
Like he looks like he went
that one?
back like 10 years. Like yeah.
Okay, so this isn't the logo, like, obviously, um, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
Good, good, good.
they are gonna remodel the logo. Like, they haven't modeled it yet, but they are gonna bring one back. These are like the ones over the years. Some of these are memes, like, bro, like freaking, I forgot his name. The guy that did 9/11 on there. What is this? This is a Toyota green. This is a chicken. I think there's one of Obama. There's like, there's a lot of different ones, but UFC with the Conor McGregor's face instead of the. Dude, I actually want to buy that shirt. That actually looks cool. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna make a new logo. It hasn't been released yet, but yeah. Okay, then I got another topic here. YouTuber Mo Sargi, is his birthday on the 3rd of November. He is 31. Right, if I do math correctly. Let me.
Let's see all those years how if they paid off.
It was 30. Wait, 40. Um.
How are you struggling on this? I'm not even 33, man.
30. Yeah, 33. There you go.
There we go.
And
There we
then
go. Qualify yourself.
okay, and then another birthday. We got Alfonso Davies' birthday. He turned 20 and he
Okay.
plays for
Okay.
Bayern Munich. Like damn.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that's actually all
Yeah.
topics. So if you guys want to go,
Okay. Okay. So well. Let's see if I have a topic. Uh. Hmm. Oh yeah, going back to that's where we cut off where Justin died, kind of. That I actually found out about the Rona. At a PewDiePie video, which is you know the why.
yeah.
It's like he does like
Yeah.
Reddit videos. That's the first time I heard about the virus. It's like, and it's so funny because I saw so many YouTubers like they go on Reddit and stuff, and they're like 1820 a pandemic, 1920 a pandemic, 2020 will there be a pandemic? YouTubers are like, no, that's never gonna happen, and bam, 2 months later,
Damn.
pandemic, and they're history. So
Yeah.
Justin, do you have a
crazy.
I know.
topic?
Like I think the no, but I will say, like the first time I heard of it, I think it was dad. He's told me like it was around Christmas when it first happened in China and all that, and he said he knew like in December, but he said it was he didn't like he's like oh he's like I didn't tell you guys because like it was just like it was on the low, like
Wasn't
it's
that
like some
big?
like foreign disease in China and all that, and then I think my dad told me maybe I don't know when, but my I think I heard it from my dad. But yeah, it's crazy how like a couple like in December we didn't even like it was so under the radar and like even like when I'm like oh my god like school shutting down because of COVID. My cousin and
Yeah.
my aunt were in town like staying at our house, and we were like me and my cousin were excited. We're like oh my god that means no school. He's like I'm gonna have like a 60-day sleepover with my friend. Like well
Damn.
it will be so fun. But I'm like and then just later on, it's like self quarantine. You can't see anyone. You're stuck inside full lockdown. Like
Did you say
it's
your
Mhm.
cousin
crazy.
said
But
60-day sleepover?
That'd be a pretty long sleepover right there.
yeah, so like that. He's like, I'm gonna have super long sleepover, and I'm like, I know. I thought that I was like, yo, that'd be sick. I could have a bunch of my friends over, but it's like,
Dude,
nope,
no.
it's not how it works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you guys want to move on from the corona topic?
I got no more topics, so if you have one, go for it.
I got my area of expertise, let's say
Uh
more sports and hockey. Justin, do you know much about hockey or no? Maybe
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Canucks fan. I know you are
Canucks?
too. So
Yeah, I respect.
I used to be a
I'm proud
really
of you,
big Canucks
Justin.
fan. I think,
You're not like Austin who likes
yeah,
who does
a couple of years.
this man. He destroys me. He bullies me for being a Canucks fan and saying I'm a bandwagoner since I've been with them since 2012, and he's a Detroit Red Wings fans who have done nothing for the past 20 years of their existence. Literally last year, minus 150 goal differential. Do you know what that means? They were scored on
Yeah, holy
150
shit.
times more than they scored. Like I could
Yo,
okay,
Jazz
like
got the
I could go
stats,
on,
bro.
I could
Holy
go
shit.
on for hours. Okay, this isn't a hockey podcast, so I'm not gonna do that. But like, um, so
Yeah.
actually, hockey news, kind of, and sports news. That the AHL. I'm not sure if you guys know what the AHL is, but it's like the farm league of the NHL. So it's like one league. It's like one level under the NHL. They're starting their season February 5th, and the NHL is gonna try and start at the same time. But what do you guys think of like if starting sports up again, like hockey, basketball? baseball, if you guys think it's like a thing that they should really do and it's a priority.
Okay, I don't think it's a priority. I
Mhm.
don't know if they should bring it back. I actually don't really have an opinion on it because I don't know
Yeah.
enough about. Like, I'm not because there's so many variables. It's like there's so many pros and cons to both. It's like I don't know. You know, I
Want
don't
me?
really care
You
either.
want me to? I can explain it a bit if you want.
Go for it.
So, well, during this pandemic, people, especially during the quarantine, which is maybe gonna happen again. It was really nice to have something to like take you away from it, right? Because when the Canucks were on that playoff run for the summer, like that saved me, right? Because I was so into it. I was making videos about it. I was stressed. I was excited. It was the best moments. It was so awesome, right? And I think that was really important to happen. But now it's gonna be hard because there's like two strategy, like there's for hockey there's kind of like three strategies they have. The first strategy is like the bubble strategy, right, where they bring all the players in a bubble, and so corona can't spread because no one is going in and out. There's also the strategy of like of just normal, right, just going like people crossing borders, but because of the border restrictions, right, between Canada and the US, well, that could never happen.
Yeah,
Then
like the Whitecaps are in the USA. They can't leave, so all the Canadian
yeah,
teams have like a stadium in USA because if they were
yeah,
in Canada, they'd have to quarantine.
yeah. It's like it's like, for example, in Florida, like the governor, he
Oh
told
my God.
sports teams to do he told sports teams to do whatever they want. Like over there, they don't care. They just like do whatever you
Yeah.
want and then just
Like a while
deal
ago,
with it.
me and Justin were talking to a guy that lives in Florida, and he said that they act like it's not happening over there. There's no
Mm,
coronavirus, and the governor of Florida has not any zero coronavirus restrictions on whatsoever. Florida has done events that they do yearly and have continued to do that, such as Biketoberfest, Trucktoberfest, rallies, several Trump rallies, and just overall nothing really. So it's like I'm not surprised Trump won Florida. I'm not at all. Um, yeah.
And can you believe it? Can you believe it that one of the states with the most cases is obviously Republican? Right? Like it's really hard because it's not like in Canada, where Canada, especially during quarantine and stuff, they helped a lot. Like they gave a lot of help to people. They gave a lot of money, right? But then the U.S. there's almost 400 million people, and Donald Trump, he didn't care, right? He didn't want to give money away, so he didn't help them. So at the same time, all these businesses in the U.S. are struggling because they want to stay opened, but the U.S. isn't regulating anything. At uh, at some states they are, but in most states, in the red states, they aren't regulating stuff.
It
So
says something.
the cases are going up, and business owners, well, they want to stay open, but it's not safe, and it's just it's got to be hard south of the border, man. I can't even imagine how it must be to be living there right now.
Yeah.
But uh, any topics? Anybody?
Dude, we're done.
We're done.
We don't have any. If you have any.
I mean, if we don't have any, want to do a little outro?
Sure. I mean, if we're done, yeah. Do you not have any more, Jed?
I mean, I don't have anything more.
Okay,
Maybe
so,
if you wanna, if you wanna shout me out, I'm just saying.
bro, I was going to.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Just making
Okay,
sure.
so everybody go subscribe to Soldier Productions, aka Jad Gaylord. Um, we got his we got his link in the description of the YouTube video. Go subscribe. He's almost at 100 subscribers, dude. Like,
Help me
holy,
out, guys. It helps.
dude, he's growing like crazy in terms of subs. So, freaking get him 100 right now. So, yeah. This has been episode 25 of the podcast, boys. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next episode. Peace.